Today on Locked On Rockies, new threads for the purple pinstripes.
You are Locked On Rockies, your daily Colorado Rockies podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Rock on Rockies fans, welcome into the Locked On Rockies podcast for today, the 27th day of May. I am your host, Rockies fan extraordinaire, Paul Holden, bringing you your daily Colorado Rockies talk right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Proud to be your first listen of the day. Get your questions answered live and join in on the live chat by subscribing to Locked On Rockies on YouTube. And don't forget, we're free and streaming on your favorite streaming service. Today on Locked On Rockies, well, we're going to talk about the City Connect jerseys, break them down, and what we like, what we don't like, and our thoughts about them. Plus, I guess there was a baseball game yesterday we can talk about, but trying to keep it at a fun Friday today as Rockies baseball continues to be not fun at the moment. But let's start with the new look for the Rockies. That's the big story of the day today. The Colorado Rockies have unveiled their City Connect jerseys, opting for this sleek look with the theme being the legendary license plates. The lots of green, lots of forest green. They got a nice patch with a double black diamond. Let's start with what I like about the new jerseys. Eric Harper's in the live chat. He says, awesome new jerseys, pretty groovy. I like the green. I like the green pants. I like the green and white. I like the tops and the pants. I think that is I think it's a fun look. I think it is cool. A lot of people kind of say softball vibes. I don't really mind it. I don't think that's necessarily like, I don't know what I don't see softball in it, maybe because it's colored pants. I think that might do it. But I think I didn't notice now getting a closer look at the jerseys here. Maybe I can, let's see if I can do a quick little thing here to get them up on the live stream. But I didn't notice the purple streak of color going along the kind of the border lines. I think that's a nice little touch of purple. I think the pants and the top are really cool. It's a really sleek look. I like the Colorado. I like the look of the mountains. The numbers are a little meh. I don't think they just kind of looking at Ryan McMahon's 2 here. It just looks like that 2 is kind of doing a heck of a lot of work for the Rockies. That's for the Rockies, but for the players there. It just seems like it's not necessarily the the best maybe numbers design for them. But man, I do think really like the double black diamond patch. I think that's a really unique, really cool type of thing to add on there. Very Colorado as well. Let's see here. And the CR is a little interesting. Thomas Harding has an interesting thread on his thoughts of there. I think that CR is going to be replaced with an ad. But I do like the green really is the perfect green. I really, really like how that green looks with everything. It's definitely a cool look. However, I don't like the hat. I'm not a big fan of the hat. I think it's growing on me the more I'm looking at it. I would wear the hat, but I don't necessarily love the logo. And the green is growing on me, but I would like to see a little bit more purple. I think the purple is one of the coolest parts of the Rockies uniform. It's something that I think should be used a little bit more than just some of the accents, but it is, this is the point of the City Connect to do something, pretty different. But that CO logo, I think we could have done more with the logo on the hat. I think the white and the green hat color combo is okay, but I think the biggest miss here on the City Connect jerseys for me is the front of the hat with the logo. As I've been looking at them more throughout the morning, the things that I was a little hesitant on have grown on me more, but that's the thing that kind of isn't working for me. That logo, the red around it, I like the idea, but I think it could have been cooler. I would have liked to see with more of a I would have liked to see the continue with the mountains. I mean, maybe because they already have so many hats with the mountain rage theme. I don't know. I just think maybe a cool I don't hate a cool mix of the CR up there with like a green and purple could have been cool, but yeah, I just think I think the hat is a miss. That's what I think. But the little details are really cool, and I really like the colorful Colorado part. I think that's a unique little thing that is very much a near and to anyone who's traveled through Colorado, done the great road trips through the Western United States that people do and have seen that sign. But to the native Coloradans, it's just one of those little markers. There's nothing that crazy, but it is a one of those things that helps make Colorado unique, and I think that's a nice a small touch. The small touches are something I appreciate, and I really am coming to love the look of the green. I think the green is really really cool. I think they nailed it. But yeah, the hat is the miss for me. I just think that looking at it closer, you got this picture of Connor Joe, and by the way, I mean that's buying into Connor Joe. If you're curious about part of how the Rockies think of Connor Joe, putting him next to Ryan McMahon, Kyle Freeland, and Herman Marquez on the City Connect announcements tells you kind of a big story of what the Rockies think of Connor Joe. I think that's something to think of, but it might grow on me. I like that. I feel like the logo would have looked better as the patch on the side instead of the CR. I don't necessarily, maybe the red wouldn't have worked with it, but there's the red license plates there as well. If you really want to go deep into kind of like deep cut Colorado license plate lore, you could lean in a little bit with the red, but yeah, the hat seems to be the missing piece. Let's get some feedback from the live chat here, and let's get some comments from Twitter as well. But before we do that, got to tell you about some of the great folks that make this show possible, and we got Built Bar. And here's the deal. You've been asking, and Built delivered. They have Built granola bars now. Built granola bars come in 3 unbelievable flavors: chocolate peanut butter, chocolate coconut, and white chocolate berry. You can try all 3 flavors with a mixed box at Built.com right now. They're different from the bars and the puffs. Built granola bars are loaded with granola. It's the perfect combination of crunch and chewiness. But just like bars and puffs, these babies are packed with protein and covered in 100% real chocolate. With 150 calories, 15 grams of protein, and only 4 grams of sugar, Built granola bars will change your world. Built has cracked the code to better granola. They're the perfect healthy snack to put in your lunch, take on the road, or eat as a snack. And they're made with collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently and provides tons of health benefits. So if you've been waiting for a healthy and delicious granola bar to hit the market, this is your time. Head to Built.com right now to get the Built granola bars. 3 delicious flavors to try: chocolate peanut butter, chocolate coconut, and white chocolate berry. Don't miss out. You got to get yours today. Go to Built.com. Get Built granola bars now. And when you head to Built.com today, you can use the promo code LOCK15 and get 15% off your order. All you got to do is use the promo code LOCK15 to get the 15% off your order at Built.com. All right, let's continue our conversation on the City Connect jerseys. I see you, Eric. We're going to get to your comments there because I got to disagree with you a little bit here, but we'll dive into that in just a moment. The City Connect jerseys unveiled for the Rockies today. You should check out the nice little video they did for the announcement as well. And, it's looking pretty sharp. There's a whole bunch of different type of merch to go along with it, too. We can take a look. Seeing some replies on Twitter here. Jim Smith says the City Connect program is awful. Nike's absolutely ruining baseball uniforms. They all look like beer league softball, and that did get a like. So Jim, not a fan not only of the Rockies City Connect, but the City Connect program in general. I got to disagree with you there, Jim. I just think that this is something that I think this is cool. I think while jerseys and alternate jerseys kind of work as an arm of marketing, and I think is another way to generate more money for teams and to sell more merchandise. I'm always a fan of a new jersey, a new look, especially when you can do something cool that goes that. I think that the NBA leaning into really cool jerseys when they really started, a lot of teams started embracing their retro looks and going back to retro looks and bringing those back were really cool. I've liked some of the stuff the NFL has done. The color rush hasn't always hit with me, especially with some teams. But I think having more jersey options is fun. I think it's cool. And Eric, to answer one of your previous question, I have grown to think the purple jersey is the best Rockies jersey just because it is the unique Rockies jersey. I do like the grays as well, and I do like the white. I think the Rockies had a good mix of jerseys. I liked the black vest, but started falling out of love with them. But you can't deny that the black vests have played a significant role in the history of the Rockies. But the purple jersey is the unique Rockies purple. It's there, and I do like that jersey. And I think these City Connects are really a cool way to show off a different side of the city. And honestly, these from the outside perspective, I think with these City Connects, some people might think they missed the mark, and I think they still might have. And there were some interesting threads. I think I saw Jake Shapiro of 104.3 The Fan now talking about how the white shirt with a sleeve combo could get really bad because pitchers can't wear white sleeves in Major League Baseball. So there might be some issues there in terms of sleeves underneath. But this is a jersey that does look to be appealing to Colorado people, to people that are from there, or at least have spent significant amount of time there. There's nothing there that's like truly local, but you could have done what most teams have done and gone with the Colorado flag. You could have done things, you could have really gone deep into the purple, but I love the look of retro Rockies gear with the purple and that forest green. I hope this forest green is actually something that becomes a more of a color for the Rockies. I think it's a wacky color combination, but I think in terms of alternate jerseys and alternate looks, that forest greens and purple, I think actually make for some pretty sweet retro 90s looking stuff that isn't going to hit with everyone, but for someone like me who's always going to be nostalgic for 90s looks because of when I was born and when I was raised, that's going to look, I mean, personally, if I was to do something, if I was to kind of do something different and kind of dive into Rockies lore for the City Connect jerseys, it would have been cool to do a spin on those turn back the clock jerseys and do something just at least with like that kind of with that logo and that maybe there's something with the style or at least an homage to those jerseys, because I think those are when people see those are like the most outlandish Rockies jerseys probably that exist are the turn back the clock ones, and that legendary picture of Larry Walker there with the bat and he's got it there. But I think I'm all for a nice alternative look. I think it's something cool. GBRS on Twitter sent the flame emojis, so I'm gonna say that's a seal of approval there. Jambron says Connor Joe going to get on base in these. Book it. I mean, that's just a guarantee. I mean, Connor Joe. Again, we can talk about dark spots on this Rockies team, the black holes of lack of production so far. But Connor Joe has shined bright. He has been the North Star for the Colorado Rockies this season, and I think Jambron has nailed it. There's without a doubt, Connor Joe is going to get on base in these jerseys. Caleb Cole says, I love the jersey. Just wish there was more purple in the hat or somewhere on the kit. Yeah, I agree. I think a little more purple. I think the hat could have been, and some, especially with the logo, could have been a little bit better. But when you look a little bit closer at some of the purple trim, that's going to be nice. But is that going to pop? The big question about these jerseys, too, are how will these look on TV? Will they pop? Will they be able to get some something where they can go and look well? Oh, here we go. We got some more. We got to look at Charlie Blackmon here with the helmet. I like the green and the white on the hat and the helmet now that I'm getting this up close view of Charlie Blackmon. But man, that logo is still not doing it for me. I am not enthused by it. I do like this pullover though. I like the logo on the pullover more than I do on the hat. But all in all, I'm going to give it a a what do I want to give that? I'm gonna give it a B to B minus. Cause I do, the more I look at the shirt jersey combo, and I think the white belt is clean. Some people might, I saw some instant reactions saying the white belt is a little jarring, but I think the white belt is clean. Maybe a purple belt there could be cool. But I am in it. Eric Harper in our live chat says the purple is sexy, but I'm loving the addition of the green. They get funner the more I look at them. Yeah, you know what, the price tag of official licensed MLB merchandise will always be the thing that that holds me back from buying something. But I would buy the City Connect jersey. I guess that's kind of my thing. Who I would buy. It sounds like getting a jersey of certain people might be kind of tough right now. I've kind of just been sifting through some of the initial reaction. There's a ton of discourse about the jerseys online, but at least it's something cool. And it is something different, and it is something uniquely Colorado in the sense that it is kind of interesting to base it off license plates. But the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm enjoying it. But the Rockies did do a guided tour, so you can get a dive into it. We'll read some of it here. The jersey's design reflects a classic Green Mountain, Colorado license plate, snow-capped mountains, and evergreen trees. They honor the wild landscapes and the bold and adventurous spirit of the region's residents. The jersey's right sleeve salutes Denver's mile-high nickname with 5280 emblazoned on a yellow sticker. Also on the sleeve patch are two black diamonds, noting double diamond ski runs, giving a nod to Colorado's vibrant ski and snowboard community, as well as the coordinates of the Rockies' home, Coors Field. The sleeves are adorned with purple trim, as are the numbers on the back of the jersey, representing the row of purple seats at the club's stadium, designating exactly 1 mile above sea level. Good day for our friends over there at Purple Row. Now they got a nice little official jersey representation. The circular patch on the hat is a meaningful homage to the tourist sticker that people grab on a trip to show that they have been to a special place that warrants return. Even worse, that even makes me like it even worse, that it's just like, we wanted the logo to be the sticker that everyone gets at the airport. And then the Welcome to Colorful Colorado above the jock tag was inspired by an iconic welcoming visitors sign to the Centennial State. So there's kind of a deeper look into what some of the smaller pieces of the Rocky City Connect jersey is going to be. But yeah, it gets a B from me, and yeah, I'd buy a Connor Joe City Connect jersey. It looks pretty good. I do like it, but I'm probably gonna skip the hat. I definitely don't think I will be going with the hat. But if you if you give me something with that green, you put a little purple underneath the bill, maybe you can get some different type of stuff. If the Rockies want to mess with that, I'll do that there. But I would get the jersey, but I would skip the hat. I would just rock with my traditional stuff, my traditional hat. There was a baseball game yesterday, and we need to talk about it. And Eric Harper in our live chat has some takes. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the number one source. Yes, folks, the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest odds, news, and sports developments, including this year's basketball playoffs, Major League Baseball scores, fights, and even next season's NFL futures. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. I always like to jump in and do a little live betting if I can. That's always kind of fun, especially as you're noticing the trends and the way the games go. And hey, why not bet on our friends, the Colorado Avalanche, to take things home tonight and get to the next stage? Bet online, where the game starts. All right, Eric Harper in the live chat says, can we please trade Germán? Honestly, the time to trade Germán Marquez was last year. If you really wanted to break it down and you really wanted to look at that, and I just need to preface this entire conversation by saying the Colorado Rockies will not trade Germán Marquez. They love Germán Marquez too much. They know Germán Marquez can be better, but Germán Marquez is way too valuable in the Rockies' eyes, even with these struggles, even with the issues that we're seeing. And obviously there's a lot to be disappointed by. I think I, at this point, can safely say in the season that German Marquez is my most disappointing Rocky of the 2022 season. And that's unfortunate to say because he was someone I was most excited to watch because I had thought he had the potential to be a back-to-back All-Star and had the potential to be someone who could really dominate. There's some very worrisome trends with German Marquez, and it's very disappointing to see when he gets squared up, people just hit the ever-loving snot out of the baseball. Now, trading German Marquez is you're not going to get nearly the haul that you would have gotten last year. I don't necessarily know what you get back, and you take another step back and you reduce your starting pitching depth even further. I don't think that's it. German needs to buck some of the trends. Maybe needs to buck some of the things the Rockies. I mentioned Jambron. I've talked about him on the show multiple times. He just did a thread today where he's talking about German Marquez's struggles, and he lists 3 issues here on his thread. Number 1 issue, new pitch mix. He's throwing his slider more, his knuckle curve less, and his sinker more. The decreased curve usage and increased sinker usage is alarming for a strikeout pitcher. Rocky's pitching to contact philosophy. Is this you? Stop this. That's an important thing, and there's way more in that thread, but that's the big thing I want us to jump in here. If the Rockies are trying to continue to tinker and do things and change the way that German Marquez pitches to match their pitch to contact philosophy, it needs to stop now. It needs to go. It's done. It's over. It's failed. It's not what you want to do. And your defense isn't backing you up enough to go with that. You're having enough issues with the rest of your rotation and your entire pitching philosophy be pitch to contact. German Marquez can strike people out. German Marquez can miss bats. He's not doing that this year. Is it just the fact that he's missing spots? It could be. It could just be the lack of control of the ball. Some people think it is just as simple as missing spots. But you can't, if there's this drastic of a shift, and there are numbers backing up that's suggesting his pitch mix is a lot different this year, and it's not working, then why are we continuing to do with this pitch mix? Why are we not getting back into pitches that work? Why are we not looking back at what works for German Marquez and going that? Is it just for the sole fact to get to have German get to buy into the philosophy of pitch to contact? It shouldn't be. Let German be successful the way German is successful. We can't simply always just have every single pitcher be having every single pitcher just be pitched to contact doesn't make sense. Your starting rotation, in my opinion, should pose different threats to keep you off balance, to have you take a different approach to each and every single game. If you know that you go into the Rockies, you're playing the Rockies, and the whole entire focus is to just put the ball in play and see what happens, it's working. The Rockies are losing to bad teams because they're throwing the ball all over. They're getting dinked and dunked, and hitting to contact, especially on the road, isn't working. However, there are Rockies pitchers that's what their specialties are, and that's fine. However, German's success comes from when he has a day, when he mows down 9, when he throws 9, he throws 12 pitches in an inning, and he's just grooving. Continuing from Jambron's thread, in 2018, when Marquez was borderline elite, he threw more curveballs and had more Ks per 9. Why? Because in 2018, his curve was 82 miles per hour and fastball 95, 13 miles per hour different. Today, his slider curve are 86 and 86 and fastball 94.8 miles per hour different. Marquez isn't the same guy because of this right here. The difference in speed and the lack of velocity is going to lead to more hits. They're too good. Hitters are too good, and that decrease in speed differential, in velocity differential is important. Jambron's been hammering this home to me. He's been telling me how important this is. When you lose pitch movement, when you lose velocity as a pitcher, especially in a place in Coors Field, the warning signs are blaring. Now, there's still a lot left in this season. It's been a terrible month. The Rockies need to beat the Nationals. They need to split this series. They cannot let this skid go anymore. They have to start beating bad teams. But there's more time for Herman to get back. But at the end of the day, if Jambron's on it, if the Rockies' philosophy of pitch to contact is infesting Herman and leading to this, it needs to stop. It needs to change, and we need to let Herman throw the pitches that he's successful at and be successful the way he is as a pitcher. The Rockies have to clean everything up. And that it starts with Herman. It starts with Ryan McMahon's defense. It starts with hitting with runners in scoring position. There's a lot of crap the Rockies have to get better at. And it's far from, I don't know if it is a philosophy, but the philosophy needs to change. The mindset of the Rockies needs to change, or else this skid is only going to get worse. If you win this series, you're one game below 500, heading back home against with a stretch. You still have winnable ball games ahead. But games like last night, games like in the series finale against the Pirates and the Nationals are beating the Rockies right now. That's the analysis for the game, folks. The Rockies are getting beat by bad teams. And you just can't do that. You simply can't. To get better, it's going to come off of improved pitching from Herman Marquez. It's going to come off of improved defense from Ryan McMahon. And it's going to come off of Rockies not hitting into double plays. Like you, Eric, you couldn't have said it better. A giant fart from the RBI generator, CJ Cron, especially when the Rockies have an early lead in that game and a pitcher that has no business keeping the Rockies offense down as much as he did. The Rockies should have put up they should have scored in every single inning with the starter in the game yesterday. But instead, double plays. Let's hope for a better weekend, folks. We're going to wrap things up on the Locked On Rockies podcast. I don't need to start your weekend off with a bunch of negative rambling. The Rockies are still in a position where they can win this series. If they win this series, they're one game below 500, and the path to redemption is back. But you have to start winning ball games because you've lost 13 of the last 17. Nearly 2 straight weeks of losing baseball. Something's got to change. There's a lot of things that need to change. Hopefully the Rockies do it. Eric, thank you to the Link King is also joining up in here as well. But Eric, thank you so much for joining out here as well in the live chat. You can check us out on Twitter at LO Rockies. You can find me at Paul Holden 33 as well. And you can check us out on your favorite streaming service. But folks, now that you made Locked On Rockies your first listen of the day, go check out Locked On Now and the Locked On MLB podcast. 2 great sources for wonderful analysis. If you want more about the world of sports from your favorite Locked On host, the Locked On Now podcast is for you, and no one better than Sully bringing you all the info about baseball, past, present, and future than my man Sully. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Pop into the live chat. Folks, until next time, I'm Paul Holden saying so long from the Locked On Rockies podcast.